exploratory in the environment as well as manufacturing.
Well, Mr. Thomas Krugman, who is the general manager of the California Clean Peach Advisory Board, is going to help you choose a career. Hi, Thomas.
Hi, Glendora. How are you? The raw product quality control program we have.
Well, one of my best jobs was when I was in high school. I was a doorman in a theater.
And then what?
Well, when I got out of college, I joined the Air Force.
Oh?
So I spent 3 years in the Air Force. I went to officer candidate school and became an Air Force officer.
Oh.
I decided that an accounting professor should have more experience. So I decided rather than go to the classroom, I would get 3 more years of public accounting experience. And so I've had that sabbatical now 10 times.
Dr. Pet Centers, and Les Boys and Girls is the president and CEO. Take care, Les.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Mr. James Tolley, Vice President at Chrysler Corporation, is here to tell you about his career. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. How are you, Glendora?
Oh, good, thank you. Jim, the Chrysler Corporation manufactures automobiles, and would you tell us the brands?
Chrysler, Dodge, Plymouth, Jeep, and Eagle.
An Eagle, all of those? And as a Vice President, what did your duties consist of, Jim?
Vice President of Public Affairs.
Of Public Affairs?
Yes, responsible for public relations, government relations, and employee communications.
Boy out west, they may be Elias Brothers Big Boy in the Midwest. They could be Abdals out in the east.
I get you.
We all have the same last name and a little different first name.
Make the team win?
To try and be as good a coach as possible so the team will function well.
That's fun work. Daniel, you were born where?
Lookout Mountain, Tennessee.
Yeah, and did you go to school there?
Well, I went to grammar school there, and then I went to high school in Chattanooga and college at the University of Virginia.
Wonderful. What'd you take at Virginia?
I was a history major.
Oh, they could get into banking today. You're on the inside, tell them they're on the outside.
Well, the first thing is to complete your schooling. Certainly get your high school degree, and then if you were able to do it, get your college degree. And at that point, you will then be in a position to go speak to the personnel manager at any bank in this country about an entry-level job that would give you a training opportunity to learn about banking.
Now, last 30 seconds, Mr. Robert C. Vincent Jr. Tell the boys and girls, if you would, how...
On the bottom up there, I was started as a night shift shipping clerk, and in 10 years I was general manager of one of their plants in Philadelphia.
Whoopee! That's a great satisfaction, isn't it, to start at the bottom and work up?
It sure is.
Yeah. And then?
Then I left and I went to work for the Jack Eckert Corporation 23 years ago.
Here's Mr. James M. Patterson, Jr., and he's the chairman and chief executive officer of Thomas F. Byrne, Inc. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Hi, Glendora. Glad to be with you today.
Well, thanks. Would you tell the boys and girls, Jim, what Thomas S. Byrne, Inc. does?
We are general contractors. We build commercial buildings like hospitals and shopping centers and museums.
Oh, that's nice. You must like that, huh?
It's a very exciting business to get to see what you've done take shape.
took a BA degree in liberal arts and concentrated in a program that is called International Relations.
That was pretty good background, wasn't it?
That was a lot of fun. And that's what I recommend to all of your listeners, is to take courses in school that you really enjoy.
Yeah. Mr. Vincent, just tell the boys and girls what your jobs were. Just list them if you would until you became chairman of Barclays Bank in New York.
After I graduated from Dartmouth College, I went to Columbia Law School in New York.
Oh, my.
And after graduating...
Would you tell the boys and girls, Jim, what Thomas Esburn Inc. does?
We are general contractors. We build commercial buildings like hospitals and shopping centers and museums.
Well, that's nice. You must like that, huh?
It's a very exciting business to get to see what you've done take shape.
Yeah. And boys and girls, maybe you'd like to be a chairman and a chief executive officer someday. What does it consist of, Jim?
Well, my work is still doing the nitty-gritty project management, estimating and managing jobs, being out with where the men are working, as well as being in the office and working with our bankers and bonding companies.
Well, I would like that. I think it sounds pretty interesting. Jim, you were born where?
In Wichita Falls, Texas.
And you grew up there?
No, I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, where the West began.
And you went to school in Fort Worth?
In Fort Worth High School and elementary school, yes.
Did you?
Amoco is a large oil company that searches for and produces crude oil and natural gas and refines the oil into gasoline and other byproducts, and also has a large chemical company called Amoco Chemical.
I've seen your gas stations ever since I was a little girl, and that was over 100 years ago.
Well, we are celebrating our 100th anniversary this month.
Truly? Oh, that's wonderful. And, Mr. Cossack, please tell the boys and girls what a vice chairman does.
My responsibilities are the chief financial officer of the corporation. I also have responsibility for public and government affairs and real estate operations.
That's pretty interesting, isn't it, Jim?
Very much so. I've enjoyed it very much.
Jim, you were born where?
Very good, thanks. Bob, would you tell the boys and girls what Longman USA does and is?
We're a publishing company. We're the U.S. subsidiary of an English company, and we publish books and periodicals for people in business, particularly in finance and real estate and securities and banking.
Oh, boy, that's interesting. And what's the work of a president and a CEO consist of, Robert?
Well, at this point, I have to work with a lot of other people in our organization who are the publishers and the salespeople and the people that make the books and the people that find where our customers are.
I bet that's interesting from morning until night.
It is.
Yes.
I'm the boss of the show. I tell the writers what to write, and the wardrobe people how to dress the actors, and the decorator what to put on the set. And sometimes I tell the actors if perhaps they should do something a little different than they're doing.
That's great fun, isn't it?
It's terrific. It's the best job I ever had.
Well, I would think so, yeah. And Paul, you must be doing it right because the show's been on the air for a long time. I've been watching it for years now.
Yeah, we've been on for quite a while. We just finished our last season with 72 episodes, and we're about to begin our new season, which will premiere in the fall.
Okay, Paula, Rob, tell the boys and girls where you were born.
I was born in the Bronx, New York.
Hey! And you went to school in the Bronx?
I sure did. I went to PS80.
Yeah.
Of all the different people.
And now, Russ, thank you. Would you tell the boys and girls what it's like to be a general manager and what you enjoy most about it? Yeah, I bet it is.
Not necessarily my decisions, but the decisions of the division of all of us put together, to see how those decisions develop and improve our sales and our share of the market and our profits.
So it's not a short-term thing. You make a decision, and then that progresses right on down. And sometimes it'll take you 5 years to receive all the benefits of that decision. But that's the fun thing.
That's all right. Look how long it took to paint Mona Lisa, see?
That's true. Yeah. But it's just a fun thing to be a part of it, and to know that if you do it right, that it's really going to make a major difference in your company.
Very fine. Now manufactures a very complete line of fruit juices, 100% fruit juices and fruit drinks in 10-ounce bottles and 11.5-ounce lightweight aluminum cans, 16-ounce bottles, quart bottles, and half-gallons.
Well, boys and girls, I think you've seen some of their commercials on television. Very fine. Yeah. And, Mr. Ross, what does your work consist of as the chairman of Very Fine?
Well, seeing that I'm in my 82nd year, I go to work one day a week on Wednesdays and sign checks. Payroll and invoice checks.
And, Mr. Ross, you were born where?
Yeah, what?
You were born? Where were you born? Arlington, Massachusetts, right north of Boston, sure. And, Mr. Ross, did you go to school there?
Yes, I went to school there until it came time for high school, and then I went to Brown and Nichols School in Cambridge, which is now Brown and Nichols, Buckingham Brown and Nichols.
And then did you go on to school after that, or did you...
I went on to Harvard.
You went to Harvard?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, you can't do better than that. What did you take there? What was your major? Economics. Real estate, which I helped go on with, and we just began adding other books to that. So I built up a publishing company that I owned, and then I sold that publishing company to Boston People Company, and for the last 8 years have been running that publishing company for them in the United States, and we continued it for them. I started out years before we sit down later. So I have the people we hire, rather than just a very focused, predetermined course of action. Indeed. Russ, what were, just list for the boys and girls at your job, until you got to be general manager of the Lincoln Mercury division of the Ford Motor Company.
Well, my job started when I was very young. I worked all the way through high school and college.
Yeah?
My father was a car dealer, so I started working in the back end of his business. I worked at the filling stations. I worked at the oil field.
Oh, good, thanks, Roy. Would you tell the boys and girls about your company first?
We are manufacturers of underground coal mining machinery as well as environmental control equipment for large electric generating plants or power stations.
Oh, wow, that's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Yes, it certainly is. We not only provide fuel for generating electricity, but we also provide the equipment to clean up the air in order that we don't pollute things as we generate the power.
Oh, now, Roy, what's the interesting part of being the chairman and chief executive officer?
Well, the principal interest for me is having an opportunity to work with many different people.
Yeah.
We employ approximately 5,000 people.
Well, we're good, thank you. Don, would you tell the boys and girls just a little bit about TWA?
Well, TWA is a world-class airline operating a very large domestic system and the largest international system across the Atlantic. We serve approximately 124 cities on our system, and
Wow.
been in business for about 60 years.
That's wonderful. That's an awful lot of cities. Don, what does a vice president of public affairs do?
Well, my main responsibility is dealing with the news media. I handle all public relations, corporate communications, and also deal with the communities and the states that we serve. One of my tasks is to deal with legislative matters that might affect the airlines and TWA in particular, as well as I said, dealing with the public in terms of public
born where?
Illinois, Central Illinois, Galesburg, Illinois, matter of fact. Spent most of my life in the Midwest, in one station or another. The airline business is kind of a unique business in that we do an awful lot of traveling, not only gas, liquid.
Boy, that sounds interesting. And what's the duties of a chairman and a CEO? What's that consist of?
Well, I'm the one that's primarily responsible to the board of directors and the shareholders for the company's performance and making sure that all the parts work together. I'm involved in the budgeting and the planning and in the major strategic decisions, major personnel decisions that affect the company.
You must enjoy that a lot.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's a great fun to win the team. Now, Gerard, you were born where?
I was born in Brooklyn, New York.
Whoopee! Where? Very far from Evansville?
I was very close to Evansville. In fact, my grandfather and I used to go to the Dodger games while they were still in Brooklyn.
Bless your heart. And you went to school in Brooklyn?
For a short time, and then I went to school in Connecticut and in Massachusetts when my family moved.
My basic responsibilities are to oversee the operation of the company, which includes the production of the cakes, which includes the marketing of the cakes, the actual sale. It includes then the accounting for the cakes. In fact, in the process of operating a company such as ours and many others, it includes almost every discipline or almost every vocation you can think of.
That makes it fun. You're into everything.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that makes it fun. Nelson, tell us what your jobs were. Just list them for us, if you would, until you became the president and chief executive officer.
Sure, Glendora. I am a...
Will you tell the boys and girls about Coates and Clark?
Yes, it is a company that has been engaged primarily in the sewing thread trade for about 175 years.
Wow.
It got its start really thanks to the Emperor Napoleon. At that era, all sewing thread in the world was made from silk. The majority of it produced in continental Europe. And with the issuance of the Berlin decrees, the export of silk was prohibited from Europe, and thus tractors and their kind of equipment in the state of Arizona, part of Old Mexico, and part of California.
Do you find the work very interesting, Jack?
Work with the people we buy from, and especially the people that we sell to.
Really? And what's it like to be a chairman and chief executive officer? What do you do?
I don't have to do very much if I've done my job right to begin with.
I see. You oversee the whole thing and make sure the team wins. Yeah, that sounds good. Well, where were you born? Really? Yeah.
Not far from there. And went into business after I was out of college.
And what college you go to, Jack? What?
My work consists of trying to get good people and work with them to see that they can achieve their goals and make the rest of us look